My name is Nicole O'Malley. I attended the Zicklin School of Business from 2006 to 2008. I graduated with an MBA in finance. So my work at Arter Capital relates to investment management in the way that I would provide research for investors. And that ranged anywhere from high net worth individuals to institutional investors to other asset management companies. So the primary reason why you have equity research is so those people can do deep dives into the company and then make recommendations on stocks. Asset management is investment management of a collection of assets, whereas investment management can be just managing one or two investments. And also with asset management, you tend to have a different clientele. So clientele tends to be more institutional investors, high net worth investors, and just straight investment management, you can have just kind of your everyday investor who's investing in one mutual fund or in an ETF. Baruch has a trading floor. That was very important to me because I had no exposure to finance at all. And so I was able to see a trading floor in action. I had an internship that was in alternative investments in Seoul, Korea, and that was a fantastic experience. I also took classes outside of Baruch. For instance, I joined the New York Society of Security Analysts, where I took classes in financial modeling. And I also took a class at Training the Street in financial modeling. With equity research, many times we would listen to calls, like for instance, quarterly earnings calls, or sometimes they would even release a statement on some initiative that they had just done, maybe they bought another company, or maybe they invented a great product and they're going to do a launch. We would have to listen to that information, interpret it in our way, and translate that to our investors. And we would do that solely in the written form. And it's very challenging to do that, actually. You have to consider your audience, and your audience ranges from people who are very sophisticated to people who are not so sophisticated, especially within the alternative energy sector, because those technologies are not well known and not well understood. People do have to be confident, and they have to speak with conviction. They have to be both collaborative, and they also have to be an independent worker as well. And they have to know when to do either of those two. You need to have a personality where you're willing to share your knowledge and share your skills and put yourself out there to help your team, to help your fellow coworkers, to be a creative thinker as well, especially within equity research, because you're looking at all these different components that go into the success of a company. So there are the products themselves, there's the management, there's the distribution channels. There's a lot of different things that go into making a company successful, and you have to think about all of those different components. If I could give one piece of advice to people who want to pursue investment management as their career, that would have to be your willingness to continue to learn. Because what I learned, not having a background in finance, learning finance and moving into that area, finance is a completely different language. Try to maintain an intellectual curiosity and demonstrate that to people. And never stop learning within your field.